Oleochemicals, as we see today in this country, the type of boundaries that exist, these boundaries may not be there after another few years. As far as the oleochemicals in its traditional boundaries, if you look at, it has reached something like 15 to 16 million tons per annum by about a year or so from now. But what is important is it's growing at the rate of 6%, and all of us here from this country as well as this region should be happy that Asia Pacific region is one of the fastest growing market, and as a matter of fact it has about 68% global share. Of course, if you look at our traditional boundaries of oleochemicals, they are used in soaps, detergents, plastics, rubber, lubricants, coatings and paints, and most important, and there are so many ladies here, is the personal care products. The major growth promoters throughout the world for the sector has been its eco-friendly feedstock as well as the products, and also growing demand for the products because of the changing lifestyles of the people. In addition to that, you find that wherever this industry existed, the governments have fully supported this industry because of the reasons I quoted just now. But there are also some growth barriers for the sector in the world itself, which I like to quote 3 or 4 very important ones. One is the availability of feedstock and cost. I think this is a big deterrent for the fast growth of the sector anywhere in the world. And also I find that the capacity utilization in the sector has not been very high. Like many other sectors where it's above 80 or 95%, here it is less than 70%. And also the decreasing profitability because of the increase in the cost of raw feedstocks. And last one is the traditionalism in thinking and how to take this industry forward. I think it is also baffling several countries in the world how to go about in the coming years. When I said that Asia Pacific countries are important, I think the 3 dominating countries in Asia apart from India are the China, Indonesia and Malaysia. Added to that, now China is looking ahead for this sector. Now China has already set up glycerin downstream units which has been commissioned recently, particularly for propylene glycol and epichlorohydrin. And also the main focus is on the product differentiation. As far as Indonesia is concerned, I would like to mention that it is becoming a game changer in oleochemicals. It has the world's largest palm oil production with about 12% annual growth, which is again very high. And oleochemical production in this country has crossed 1.7 million tons per annum, much more than what we do here. And even their biodiesel production is about 3.1 million tons per annum. Actually, we are supposed to be the 4th largest fatty alcohol producer and 9th largest fatty acid producer in the world. But this position, if you don't develop fast, we were not able to keep up this position. As far as we are concerned, we have typically some basic problems. One is that the vegetable oil is always in deficit, more demand and less production in the country. And also high overseas oil prices have dampening our own imports from several countries. That is also a big deterrent. Today, any catalytic processing is tailored towards 2 things. One is to get a product of desired quality and composition. The second is to produce in the most efficient way. That's called, we call it as green technologies. Another interesting thing is that as far as biorefining today is concerned, it's not a small operation. Many people think that biorefineries are small capacities. Now, already they have reached something like 3.5 to 5 lakhs tons per annum capacity of a particular stream. That means their quantities are going to be sufficiently high for them to be economical. Coming back to this sort of developments taking place elsewhere in the world, I think a country like India cannot close its eyes and only look ourselves from the point of view of our oleochemical requirements for the traditional applications. We should get out of that mindset. We should have 2 dual purposes in our research in the oleochemical sector. One is the developing new products and new processes for the existing applications, because all the products which use in this sector, many of them are fashion driven, many of them is quality of life driven. So accordingly, as these things change, you require new products. So you should be able to generate them for that. That is one side, that research and that development should take place. The second effort should be to have a vision for new type of biochemical platforms going beyond the traditional applications. Delivery systems which has to meet customer demands, and so novel delivery systems are required. These are again a lot of good science has to be behind development of these delivery systems.